Okay, so today we will be using a block if you have one, and if not, it's just going to be used on the floor for a little support for your foot. So you could use a stool or anything else that will bring the floor up a little bit, even folded blankets or something. And we'll use our chair and a blanket. And we're going to start on our backs. You might want to use your head and neck support there. And so as you lie down, might take a sigh like I just did. And let yourself feel the support and the contact points of the floor below you and your props if you're using anything. I'm going to just take your feet a little wide with your knees leaning against one another. And scan your body briefly here to notice, what kind of sensations are present right now. Is there any part of your body that needs a little bit extra attention today? Or that you're focused on for some reason? And then how do you feel today mentally and emotionally? So tuning into that as well. And just welcoming in whatever is present for you today. And then beginning to notice your breath. Just feel it coming in, feel it going out. And let's take a big, wide inhale, and then a second one following it to fill the lungs all the way up, and then just blow all the air out your mouth. And we'll do that 2 more times. So it's an inhale to get a lot of air in, and then a second one without breathing out, and then a longer exhale. Like a sigh, or you can even blow out like you're blowing out through candles, and then one more time. Good, and then transitioning to your umbrella breath, feeling the ribs expand 3-dimensionally on the inhale. And on your exhale, you can breathe out through nose or mouth. Good. And now let's take your feet and knees hips distance apart, and we're going to do our pelvic clock exercise. And so in the pelvic clock, you imagine that you've got the face of a clock on your belly. I'm just grabbing it to show, right? This is a small one, but it's like you've got the 12 o'clock that is above your belly button, and the 6 will be down at your pubic bone, and then 3 at your left hip, 9 at your right hip. Okay, so you're just gonna picture that. And now start to rotate between 12 and 6, alternating between pressing 12 and 6 down toward the floor. Of course, it's the back body that's making contact, but you're picturing the face on the top. Okay, so it's just a pelvic rock, right? That's all you're doing here, moving between the two and noticing how that feels in your low back. And can you soften your neck and jaw enough so that you can just allow your neck to move freely? Okay, now let's come into neutral. So kind of between those two parts, and we'll move from neutral to each number on the clock 3 times. Okay, so we'll be from neutral and we're going to go to 12 o'clock. and then back to neutral, and 12. And then one more time, back to neutral, and 12. Okay, and then neutral to 1 o'clock. And keep going like that. And this can be a little bit tricky or a lot tricky because you're trying to access probably these areas of movement that you don't use a lot, and it uses your deep functional core. Of course, you're doing this on your back. I'm just trying to show it standing so you get the idea. Just going 3 times repetitively back to center, noticing how different parts of this clock might be more difficult to access, and some might be easier. Okay, your knees are staying still. You're trying to recruit these deeper core muscles, or keep your jaw relaxed as you do it. Just keep moving along, even if you don't totally get the numbers. Now, no rush at all, but when you get back to 12, we're then going to roll around the outer numbers of the clock. So it's like you're trying to press down those numbers, circling around. And then notice which way you're going. Okay, if you're going clockwise, you now switch to going counterclockwise or vice versa. Good, and then just rest in the middle and notice. Let's take a big umbrella breath. A sigh. Good, and then let's inhale, stretch arms overhead. And exhale, let's bring the right knee in and hold behind the leg. Okay. I'm going to inhale, lift the foot up just enough so you can see the ankle, but we're not straightening the leg. And if you can't hold on, that's okay too. Okay. And so just looking at your ankle here, we're going to inhale, pull the toes toward the shin, and exhale, point. And as you're looking at your foot, just noticing, is it moving in a straight path or not? Is it able to go in a straight path? It's just information for you. Okay. Now let's pull the toes towards your shin. So this is called dorsiflexion, right? It's like what you think of as flexed, typically. And we're going to keep it in dorsiflexion and turn just the ankle and foot to the right and to the left. To the right, so your knee is staying stable. It's not moving. You're trying to move just the ankle and foot. It's like it's pointing to 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and then it's pointing to 11, about there, or maybe 10. Mine goes to about 11. Inverting and everting the ankle, and hopefully you're noticing some muscle action going on here as you're trying to do this. Relaxing through your jaw and neck. I know I'm getting pretty tired through my shin muscle here. It's called the anterior tibialis. We want that muscle to be good and strong. Okay, and now come back to center. And now we're going to take the foot into plantar flexion. So that's what you think of as pointing the ankle typically. We're going to do the same thing, so it's a little tricky, okay? It's like I'm going to turn the ankle and foot, and it points like about 1 o'clock, and the toe will, and then to about, mine goes to 10 on that side. That's interesting. Okay, so you're just going back and forth, and it's almost like you're drawing a smiley, the smile of a smiley face with your toes. They're staying, the ankle's staying pointed. I still feel this in my shin, even though the muscle that's more working when you're pointing is your calf muscle. For me, it's just tiring it out there still, but you might feel it elsewhere. Keep breathing. Could be the stretch that I feel. Okay, now we're gonna do really slow circles. So just let your breath flow. It's like you make the smiley face and then you come into the dorsiflexion and then around again very slowly. And notice if you're getting tight around your neck or jaw. And now let's reverse that. So circle in the opposite direction 2 times. Good. And now let's let go with the hands if you're still holding and just kind of shake, shake, shake out the foot and ankle. And then let's place it down on the floor and just noticing the difference in sensations in the 2 sides and following your breath in and out. Good. Let's inhale, stretch arms overhead, and exhale. Let's bring the left leg in, holding behind the leg if you can. And then lifting the foot up just so you can see it, but the knee stays bent. And first, we're just going through dorsiflexion, inhale, and exhale, plantar flexion. So basically like pointing and flexing is what we normally think of this. And again, noticing, is it staying in a straight path? Is it able to? Okay, and then keeping it in dorsiflexion, remember we're going to try to keep the knee still. And we're going to turn the foot and ankle, again, 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, as best as you can, while pulling the toes strongly down toward the shin, and still breathing, of course. Okay, and then coming through center, and now we'll take it to plantar flexion, like a point, and same thing. Trying to keep the ankle pointed and going with the toes to 11 and 1, and it's like you're drawing a smiley face with the toes. Good. And then from here, circling it all around. So going through plantar and dorsiflexion 2 times very slowly in one direction, and then 2 times very slowly in the other direction. Good. And then letting go and just shake, shake, shake it out. Let it flop around. And let's place it down. And just notice for a moment, following your breath in and out. All right, we're going to inhale, stretch the arms overhead. And exhale, we're going to bring the right knee in and hold behind it again if you can. And as you inhale, you're going to straighten the leg up toward the ceiling, keeping the ankle relaxed. And then as you exhale, you're going to flex the ankle and bend the knee. Good. So inhale, relax the ankle. Just let it be as it naturally is. And as you exhale, pull the toes in and bend the knees. So these are a little bit of a nerve glide getting into the sciatic nerve. If you have sciatica and you notice that you're kind of getting into that area when you flex the ankle, then don't flex the ankle and just leave the ankle relaxed. Okay, so you're just going to notice. You're mobilizing nerve glides, mobilize the nerve and the tissue around it. And they're good things to do, but if you're inflamed, you don't want to do them. Okay. Good. And now let's keep the leg up there, straight or straightish. Just notice. You can relax the ankle, and if you can, let go with the arms. Inhale. And exhale, engage your abdominals. And inhale, let's take that leg out to the right a little bit. And then exhale, Engage the abdominals to bring the leg back up to center. And then repeat. So you're inhale going out and you're only going as far as you can without tipping over. You still are maintaining stability through your core. Let's do one more after that one. Good, and then we'll bend the leg and place the foot on the floor. Inhale there. Exhale, bringing left knee in, hold behind the leg. Same thing. So we'll inhale up to straight with a relaxed ankle, and then exhale, dorsiflexion as you bring the knee back to bent. Repeat about 4 or 5 times. Good. Now the next time, keeping it up there and letting go with your arms if it feels okay. Inhale. Exhale, engaging your abdominals. Inhale, taking the leg a little bit out to the left. Exhale to engage the abdominals, bring it up to center. And so trying to keep that core control as you're moving your limb around. And then doing one more here. Good. And now bending the knee, bringing the foot to the floor. Let's widen the arms and widen the feet with bent knees and windshield wiper. Good. And now you can roll to your side or you can rock yourself up. And let's come on to our hands and knees. Good. Quadruped position here. Inhaling, protracting your shoulder blades. Good. Exhale. We're going to take the right leg back on the floor and try to tuck the toes fully under. Okay. And then just notice how you're using your left hip and your right shoulder, a little bit more diagonal line between them to keep that core engaged. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Let's lift that right leg without opening the hip. And inhale, tap it back down, letting your neck be relaxed. Letting your jaw be relaxed and your tongue soften. Good. And then can you keep it up there for a few breaths? Keep breathing and straighten everything out. Draw your core in with strength. And then exhale, bringing that leg down, bringing the knee in. Good. Inhale there, protracting the shoulders. Exhale, taking the left leg back. Try to tuck all of your toes under if you can. Protract the shoulder blades. Exhale, engaging your core, lifting the leg. Inhale, tap down. Relaxing your neck. And then maybe you can hold it up there for a few breaths. Good. Good, and then coming all the way down and in. And we're going to walk our hands back and come into a bear get up. Roll yourself up and inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, arms out and down. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, arms out and down. One more time. All right. Good. Let's just inhale, squeeze the shoulders up, and exhale, let them fall. So inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, release. 2 more. One more. Good. All right. Now from here, we're going to go, I know I didn't mention a wall in the beginning, but this is really good for helping with neck strain. Okay, to really practice our protract, retract. And I know we do that on all fours, but let's try it against the wall. Okay, so you're just going to bring your hands to a wall. And I know you guys that are present here with me right now already know about protract, retract, so you can get started. But the idea is, for those that are new to it, that might be watching the recording, is that your hands are on the wall. Okay, I'm going to get closer. And you can be standing. I'm just coming down into view. And you're moving your shoulder blades together behind your back. You can inhale then exhale, spread them apart. So my elbows aren't bending to make this happen. It's my shoulder blades gliding across my rib cage, coming forward, and my rhomboid muscle squeezing the shoulder blades toward one another when I draw them. That's the retract. And if you can just really relax your neck and your jaw and keep yourself from elevating your shoulders. Just keep the shoulders blades relaxed down the back as you do this. Try to soften your tongue, soften your jaw. Okay, and then letting your arms come down and just noticing, letting the arms hang, letting your jaw relax. Good. All right. Now just noticing, are your feet facing forward right now? Now notice if you tend to stand with them out and see if it feels okay to face them forward. You could have a chair at your side or in front of you. We're going to do heel rocks. Okay, so we're going to inhale, lift those heels up, come up onto the toes, and then exhale, setting the heels down and seeing if you can rock back on the heels and repeat. Okay, good. And just trying to notice, you won't be able to see unless you're doing this in front of a mirror, but trying to notice, do you feel like your heels are taking a straight path up or down, up and down? Or, like what can happen is you come up and see, I don't know if you can tell, but I'll do it. My heels are turning in, right? So I'm kind of externally rotating up here. So I'm going to try to keep them straight on the straight path if I can, just like when we were on our backs. And we were trying to notice if our ankles could do that. Okay, a couple more. Good. And then coming down and just feeling the 3 corners of your feet pushing down onto the floor. So the ball of the big toe, ball of pinky toe, and center of heel is finding those 3 spots. Good. Relaxing your neck and shoulders if you can. Just loosen things up here. Good. And now feel like you're balancing something on top of your head. I'm going to get something to balance. You don't have to, but you can if you have something. I've got this special bean bag, but you could use anything. You could use your blanket we've done before. You could use a book if you're adventurous, right? It's just a little something to give it weight. And so the idea here, and you want it in the center. So if you were to look in a mirror right now, you wouldn't want to be cockeyed, right? So if your blanket's kind of this side and your neck's like this, that's not gonna help, right? So we want to be lifting up so you feel like the length of your neck is growing, okay? And just breathe here. Imagine umbrella breath. You can even cross your arms if you want to. And feel the inhale is the spreading of the rib cage. Exhale, softening your jaw. And so this is a good practice to do, especially if you can use a bean bag. And you guys, I know some of you sew, you can make yourself a little bean bag for this too. And you can do things in your house. So my neck really bothers me. I have neck issues too. I have stenosis in my neck. And it really bothers me when I'm cooking because of the angle of cutting at the counter. And so if I do this while I'm doing that, you have to make sure you can see, of course, right? Then it really helps me out. It also just reminds me of my posture. So when I'm sitting at my computer for a while, that's another time my neck really gives me trouble, right? So it's like putting this, or you're sewing. I know some of you guys are sew, right? Like maybe get used to just aligning your head while you're doing those activities. Good. Okay, just a couple more breaths. Keep trying to lift up, like getting as tall as you can within your own frame. Good. Gosh, it kind of feels good to have that on my head right now. I don't know what it is. All right, and then from here, you can take it off, bring it out of the way. Good, and let's do some swings and twists. Really letting the shoulders flop around. And just imagine just letting any tension run out of your head, your jaw, and your neck, and down the arms and out your fingertips. Like you can imagine, I like to think of, they say letting it roll off of you, roll off your back. Just let that roll off your back, Don't take it in as tension. So I picture here almost like rain just wicking off of me. Coming out my fingertips. Good, a few more. All right, back to the center here. Alrighty, so from here, we're going to have our feet about shoulders distance, okay? And let's try to face them forward if that feels okay to you. If it doesn't, you can turn them out when you need, okay? We're just gonna be squatting, but with weight in heels. So can inhale here, and then exhale. We're gonna take our weight toward our heels. So there's lots of ways to do squats. This is one. Our butt is going back in this one. And then we're gonna inhale up and roll the shoulders, right? So just exhale. You can bend the knees any amount. And then inhale up and roll the shoulders. Now this time, look at your knees. And can you feel like you're lining them up with your second or third toe? Right? So what I mean by that is they're not coming in like this, right? It's almost like if you had one of those exercise bands around above your knees, you would be pressing into it. Okay? Good. One more. Good. All right. Now, we're going to do a balance pose. If you want to have your back against the wall, I recommend that if over leaning into a chair, if possible. So it's like this is, keeps you a little straighter than, if you're leaning to the side. But you use what you have available, or you don't have to use anything. All right, all that said, just find yourself a focal point. Inhale and exhale. See if you can just soften your eyes. Good. Inhale, standing tall like we have that bean bag or blanket on your head. And exhale, let's lift one foot, doesn't matter which one, off the floor, or you can have the toes down. And then you could turn the knee out if it works for you, placing the sole of your foot on your ankle or calf or higher up if you want to. Your hands could come to the center in front of your chest. Good. Now, where can you soften in your jaw as you stay lifted and engaged through your hips? And you'll feel all the little calibrations going on in your ankle. That's your ankle strengthening and your proprioception strengthening. That's the awareness of where your joints are in space. Good. And then as you're ready, kind of bring that knee forward if you can and step down. And before going into the second side, let's just really feel into our feet and ankles, noticing the two sides, following your breath in and out. Good. And then getting yourself a focal point. Good. Soft eyes. Inhale, stand tall. And exhale, start bringing the other foot or knee forward and then turning it out. Any height is fine. You can have those toes like a little kickstand on the floor, or you can take it up. Any arm position is fine. So you're engaging that standing leg. You're lifting through your core and through the top of your head. Relaxing in your shoulders and neck and jaw. Good. And then when you're ready to come down, knee faces forward and then down. Good. Let's kind of shake it out a little bit here. All right. We're going to line up. We're going to be on our mats facing forward. And if you need balance support, you'd probably want your chair at your side, like the back of your chair, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to line up the feet. We're going to line up your right foot in front of your left as though you were on a tightrope, but with about 2 feet difference, 2 feet space between you. What I'm trying to say is that you could fit 2 of your feet or 1.5 of your feet between your feet. Does that make sense? Okay, about that. And of course, if you can't be on a tightrope, if it's way too wobbly, try bending your knees. That'll help, right? It lowers the center of gravity. Or you don't have to be totally lined up, right? Get yourself a focal point because this is balance, right? Legs can be straight or bent. Here we go. Arms are just going to be at your sides. Inhale and exhale. Relax through the shoulders. Inhale. And as you exhale, see if you're able to turn your chest to the right and your head. Yeah. And then inhale back to center. And exhale, turn your chest to the left. And inhale, center. Good. And then exhale, bend the front knee if you're not already, and just step forward. Good. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, now the other foot in front, the left foot in front. Okay. About 1.5 foot difference space between the 2 feet. I don't know why I can't get that right in my head. Okay, just notice how you are here. Do you need to bend the knees? Good. See if you can do it if it doesn't stress you out too much, try to do it without the balance support and just changing how your legs are, right? But if it's stressing you out, use the balance support, okay? And inhale, stand tall. Exhale, can you twist to the left? Inhale, center. And exhale, twist to the right. Good. And inhale, center. Good. Exhale, step it forward. Just kind of shake out each leg, or you can roll around your feet a little bit. Yeah, do what feels right here. And we're going to use our chair for this next bit. I'm going to sit on our chair for a moment. First, we're gonna check in with our shoulders a bit. So you'll notice I'm sitting forward in my chair. You don't necessarily have to do that, especially if you need this support. Imagine you still got that thing on top of your head, right? So you're trying to line up here. And then we'll inhale and just open the arms wide. And then exhale, let's cross the right arm on top of the left. Give yourself a hug and see how that feels through your shoulders. And inhale, let's open wide again. And exhale left. Okay, and just noticing. Good. And inhale, open. Now exhale, let's cross again, and this is just to check if eagle arms feels okay in your body. So what eagle arms is this weird little hook, right? And so in order to do it, see my right arm is on top and it hooks there, it stays. So some people will find that they'll be here, and there's no point in well, I guess there could be a little point in doing that. You can still get some of it, but you can go here instead too. Okay, so see if you can hook or not, or if you want to stick with the hug. Okay, and then inhale, you're breathing into the space between your shoulder blades. And exhale, can you relax in this area around your neck? Just let that come down. You're squeezing the elbows toward one another if you're in the eagle arm. Good. Then inhale, let's open up. Exhale, let the arms come down. Just shake them out. Notice how they feel. And we'll do the other side. So you inhale, open up, and exhale, test this side. Just see what would be better in your body on this side. And you'll notice when I come up, I just try to find a spot to hold on to. You don't have to. It just gives another grip point, okay? And inhale, breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And exhale, can you relax the area around your neck, your jaw? And again. And then inhale, open up again. And exhale, we're gonna hold the back of your chair. Like that, okay? And then inhale, can you roll your shoulder heads back? And exhale, good. Inhale again. And exhale, release. Good. Now from here, I'm gonna do some legs. Okay, so we're gonna see, can you cross your right thigh over your left? And then, if you can, I'm gonna squeeze them toward one another. So this is like, we're gonna be doing eagle on the chair right now, okay? So you got your right leg on cross, on top. You're gonna inhale, open the arms. And exhale, left arm on top, either for a hug or eagle arms, okay? Relax around your neck and see if on the inhale you can squeeze everything in toward the middle. The exhale, soften around your neck. Good. And then on the inhale, we're gonna fly away. So we're gonna inhale, open up the arms, see if you can kick the leg forward, and then exhale, bring it down. Good. Shake it out a little bit. We'll do the other side. First, we're gonna take left thigh on top and see if that feels okay to you. And squeeze the legs together. And then inhale, open the arms. And exhale, let's cross the right arm on top, either for a hug, right, or for eagle arms. Squeeze everything in toward the middle, inhale. Exhale. Now we're gonna inhale, fly away. We're gonna open up our wings and kick the leg. And exhale, bring it down. Good. Now shake it out, and we'll stand. Okay. You're just gonna set the chair a little bit off to the side or to the front of your mat. We're gonna come back to our squat. Feet about shoulder distance apart. And inhale. Now as you exhale, you're gonna squat like we did before, but going back. You can interlace your hands in front if you'd like. And then we're gonna inhale, shift your weight to your left foot and get light on that right heel. Maybe you lift it up. And then exhale, come back through the center. Shift your weight over to the right hip. And exhale, get light on that left heel. Maybe you lift it. Okay, let's try one more each side. Good. really using your butt muscles here. And then come back to center to shake it out. All right, this is when we'll use our block. Now, I'm going to demonstrate doing eagle with a block. If you don't want to do the crossing, if that just feels like too much for you, you can do the squat with the arms. Okay, so you just do squat legs, eagle arms. Okay, if you want to try the whole thing, you can give it a shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my block, probably on the medium level. I'm going to stand with it on my left side. I'm going to take my feet shoulder distance. Inhale. Exhale, I'm going to bend the knees. Inhale, transfer the weight to the left and start to lift that right leg up. See if you can cross it and put the toes on the block. Okay, and if it's too much, put it back down. Okay, I'm going to inhale, open the arms so my left knee stays bent. And exhale, cross the left arm over the right, either for a hug or eagle arms. Good. Then inhale, squeeze everything in toward the midline. And exhale. Good, I'm going to fly away. And inhale, standing up, opening up, kicking out. Good, and then exhale, bring it down. All right, good job, you guys. That's a hard one. All right, we're going to take this block over to the right side now. Okay, again, you can use whatever, or you can use nothing too. Just gives another balance point. Okay, so feet, shoulders width. Inhale, exhale, squat. Inhale, transfer to the right. Start lifting that left foot off. See if you can cross it over or leave it down. Okay, and squeeze everything into the midline. Inhale, open up. Exhale, right arm over left, either for a hug or for eagle arms. Good. Inhale, squeezing everything in towards your midline, keeping that right knee bent. Good job. Exhale, and then inhale, fly away. And exhale, bring it down. All right, shake it out a little bit here. Let's take the feet, shoulders width for just some side bending. Lean one side and then the other, letting your neck and your jaw be at ease. All right, then coming back up, let's hula hoop the hips. And if you want to, you can do like zombie arms or ragdoll upper body. Just letting it roll around, letting everything be soft. And then reverse your direction. Good, and then coming up to the center, we're going to come in front of our chair seat, and you're going to want it at the front of your mat, or if you're not using a mat, it's fine, just in your space at the front. Inhale, arms reach up, and exhale, we're going to hinge and fold, stepping back into chair-supported downward dog. You can bend the knees if you'd like to untuck the pelvis. Breathing in and out. And press your hands down into the seat of the chair. As you stretch the hips back. Good. Now, we're going to be coming down to the floor and we're going to be using this chair. You'll also want your head and neck support. And if you like using a strap, I know I didn't mention it, but you could use one if you like using one. For right now, I'm going to have my head and neck support at the ready on the side, not below my head. And I'm going to take my heels onto the chair. Actually, if you've got a block, well, we have that too. Ready. Okay, so just take your time getting there. I'll wait a moment for everybody to get settled. Just noticing all the contact points with the floor. And you notice my legs aren't on the chair. It's just my heels. If you need a blanket below them because you got a hard chair, you can line it. And we're going to be pushing down into these heels. I've got a right angle approximately at my hip and at my knee because we're going to be doing some hamstring strengthening bridges with the chair. Okay. And so right away, this is all I want you to do to start here, is move your shoulder blades away from your head. Nothing below your head and neck. Okay. I'm just going to push my heels straight down into the chair. And right when I do that, I can feel my hamstrings. So those are the muscles on the backs of your thighs, right? I feel those turn on. So just notice if you can feel that turn on, pressing the heels down. Okay. Keep breathing. Now this next time, you're just going to let your breath flow so you can go as slowly as possible. Okay. So what I'm going to do is press my heels down and press my low back down to the floor. So I tilt my tail up toward the ceiling and then I start to peel my hips off the floor and lifting up just as high as I want to go. Getting my hips up if I can. And I'm going to exhale, but very slowly lower. So you're getting this eccentric movement here. You're going slowly down, keeping the hamstrings engaged. So keeping that pressure down into the chair and lower down all the way. The key here, or the goal here, is to try to feel those hamstrings turned on the whole time. And you can do 3 to 6 of these, but very slowly with control, focusing on turning your hamstrings on. Coming into hip extension if you can, maybe, but you don't have to go all the way up. Keep breathing. These are just like a hamstring focused bridge pose. Good. Next time you come down, you just straighten your legs out a little bit over the chair. They won't straighten all the way, but just give those hamstrings a break. Follow your breath in and out. You take a sigh. Good. Now we're going to come back to that same starting position, but we're not doing more of those, okay? So we're going to, and if you want to head and neck support now, you can take that if that's helpful to you. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to inhale and straighten my right leg up toward the ceiling. I'm going to exhale, cross it like we did for eagle. So the thighs are touching over the left thigh. Okay. And now I'm pushing, or I'm kind of moving my heel to the edge of the chair if it wasn't already there. I'm going to inhale, open up the arms, and exhale, I'm going to cross the left arm over the right, either for a hug or for eagle arms. And if you're doing eagle arms, just let your hands rest on your forehead. So just let them come down. So it's very relaxed. We're not trying to squeeze a ton into the midline. It's a very relaxed position. But as you inhale, can you breathe into the space between your shoulder blades? And exhale. And again. Good, and then let's fly away. Just inhale, opening up the arms, sending the leg out or up. And then exhale, bring the right foot down. Heel on chair. Inhale, left leg reaches up. And exhale, left crosses over right, if you can. Good. And then right arm crosses over left. Can be a hug or eagle arms. If it's a hug, your elbows relax down towards your chest. If it's eagle arms, the hands relax towards your forehead. Breathing into your back body. On your next inhale, and fly away. Setting that leg up, arms open. And exhale, bringing your legs down. You can rest part of the calf on the chair. You might want your strap here, but you don't have to have one. You're going to inhale and exhale, bring the right leg in. You can put a strap over your foot, or you can hold behind the leg if you want to. I just want it to feel relaxed here, okay? And you're straightening the leg up toward the ceiling with a relaxed ankle. Just noticing, can you get the leg all the way straight? All right, we're going to stay here for about a minute. I'm just trying to go into more of your belly breath here. So I recently listened to some research, a podcast about some research, just about increasing flexibility and you know what really works, right? So if you have just certain muscles that need to be more flexible, like you don't feel like they're very functional, then you really want to be stretching those muscles passively. This is a passive stretch where you're holding with something, you know, you're not, it's not under strain. It's not like you're moving it through it or anything like that. You're kind of relaxing into it. Anyway, 30 seconds to a minute. And you want to do about 5 minutes a week. So that means 5 days of a minute for that leg, right? So you could do 1 minute straight, or you could do a minute, take a break, and then another minute, right? And then you would only have to do it a few times a week, right? Or you could do it every day and do 30 seconds. I just feel like the longer time that you stay there, you can relax your nervous system a little bit more. And it's a lot about that, relaxing the nervous system. Good. Let's do a few more breaths. Oh, and another key, you guys, I should have told you this first. When you're trying to increase your flexibility, you only need to have the stretch be at about 50% of effort, maybe even a little less. So it's not like you're going to your max. You don't see me, pulling this leg as far as I can toward my belly and chest. It's actually more productive to not be stressed out, to keep it at an easy effort and just be more consistent with it. Okay, let's let that go now. Let's bring it back to the chair. So the consistency is what's key, and flexibility takes a lot of repetition. Consistency and ease. All right, let's do the other side. So when you're ready, exhale, bringing in the other leg. You can hold it with your hands or a strap or not at all if you don't want to, but that would make it more active, right? You can even put it against a chair. Relaxing through your shoulders, and we'll be here for about a minute. If you can use some umbrella or belly breaths, where the exhale is longer than your inhale. Your ankle is relaxed. Good, and then releasing. If there's any other position you want to do, any other yoga pose you'd like to do, go for it. I'm going to keep my legs over the chair for resting pose, for Shavasana. You can do that, or if you don't like that, you can do something else. Get all your props so that you can be as comfortable as possible. Letting your inner thighs relax. Taking a few sighs here. Noticing are there any adjustments that you need to make to get yourself comfortable? Would it feel okay to let your eyes close? Now, can you soften your eyes? All the muscles on your face softening. Your jaw and your tongue. Inviting that softness to move down into your throat and your neck, your shoulders. Your arms and your hands. Inviting that softness down into your chest and your belly. Your hips. Your legs. Your ankles and feet. You might even allow yourself to feel as though you could sink into the floor and the chair or the other props a little bit further. And as you're ready, you could either sink in a little bit more deeply, or you could begin to move. Just checking in and noticing how you feel. It's a good idea to just take note of that, noticing how your yoga practice affects you on a daily basis.